Welcome to Decades of Horror, the 1970s.
Rubbish! You won't get away with it, you know. It's quite illegal to marry a corpse.
This is episode 260, reviewing the horror comedy ARNOLD from 1973, recorded January 28th, 2026.
Gruesome Magazine.
I am your host, Doc Rodden, and this podcast is about horror films released between 1970 and 1979. Each episode, my co-host and I will tackle another classic or not so classic film from this wondrous, groovy, gory, and influential decade. With me this week, joining us once again, is the one and only Dave Dreher. Dave, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. Weathering the cold up here in snowy Ohio.
Yeah, everything on the East Coast is cold. Also joining us tonight is Bill Mulligan, writer, director, special effects guru, all-around nice guy, published author, keeps trying to tell us.
Yes. I sold a bunch of books at Mysticon. I don't have any here with me.
Mysticon.
Yeah, it was a good time. Good time. At the Ice Apocalypse, which didn't turn out to be a total ice apocalypse, but Roanoke, Virginia, not the easiest place to drive around when the roads are slick.
That's true. Also joining us tonight is Chad Holmes. He's co-host of Decades of Horror, the classic era and the 80s, and is also a producer, writer, director, actor in with Wreak Havoc Productions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And a comic book artist.
Yeah.
Yep.
That too.
Yeah.
Jack of all asses. I mean, Trey.
Hi. How you doing? All right. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to review the film ARNOLD from 1973. We're going to give you our first impressions, and then we're going to look at some of the how they promoted the film. We're going to look at the actors, the cast and crew. We're going to then wrap up with feedback at the end of the show. Stick around for that because that's always a lot of fun. We also want to share that we are teaming up with, or always have been for quite a while now, with Play Now Media on several of their channels. And you can find Decades of Horror 70s on the Wicked Horror TV channel. So check that out. You guys ready? Let's do this. Oh my gosh. All right. ARNOLD, 1973, directed by Georg Fenady, written by Jameson Brewer and John Fenton Murray. Cast includes Stella Stevens, Roddy McDowall, Elsa Lanchester, Shawnee Wallace, Farley Granger, Victor Buono, John MacGyver, Bernard Fox, Patrick Knowles, Jamie Farr, Norman Stewart, Ben Wright, Wanda Bailey, and Murray Matheson as the voice of Arnold. Filming locations were Los Angeles, California. The castle scenes were on location at Mount Calmia. I can't pronounce.
That'll work.
As Mount Calmia Castle and Paramount Studios. All right. The production company is Bing Crosby Productions. The release date was November 16th, 1973. The box office, according to IMDb, was $23,000 and $600.
Well, that ain't good.
Ouch. Wikipedia, though, suggests they made 1.4.
Oh, that's better.
Yes. It was also known as The Family Plot. That was the working title. Everything else just went by Arnold. Synopsis is, after his death, a wealthy man starts killing his greedy and selfish family members, accompanied by audio tapes explaining how and why. But who's actually doing it all? But who is actually doing all the killing?
My guess is they made 1.4 million and they told the IRS they made 23,000.
they might have had to. All right. I picked this, but I'm still going to go last. So let's find out what everybody else thought. Chad, we're going to start with you. What was your
You really want to start with me?
Yeah, we got to get you out of the way. What was your first impression of Arnold? What did you think of it?
Get the skunk
When
out.
Did you first see it? Was it hold up today? Was it funny at all?
I don't know how it worked last time I saw it because I've never seen it before. But I saw it this time, and I'm still wishing I
You didn't like it? Oh no.
Well, I can't say that I didn't like it. I wasn't expecting what it ended up being. It's like one of those night gallery episodes that are whimsical yet,
Yeah.
but it's just stretched out over an hour and a half,
Mhm.
type of deals. Um, awesome cast, great cast. I love the whole cast. I thought they were all great, and it was just even at an hour and a half, it seemed a little long to me. It just seemed like something that was a short story idea or something short like that, and then they just had to pad it out to make it a little bit longer. Um, yeah, I can't say that it's bad. I can't say that it's bad because um, I did enjoy watching it. I'm glad I saw it because I don't believe I've ever heard of this before today, or before we were decided to do it. So it's a horror comedy, and it's got all the makings of that. It's Roddy McDowall, Stella Stevens, Elsa Lanchester. Um, like I said, a great, awesome cast, and they all did their parts great. I loved the cast. But as far as it just seemed to drag on to me for some reason, and I can't figure out why. Uh, yeah, I'm just a mixed bag on it. I really can't. Maybe by the end of the show, I can figure it out. But yeah, that's where I am, bamboozled and weirdly confused by it.
Weirdly confused.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right. Also, Dave Dreyer, when did you first see this? What was your first impression, and does it hold up today?
I first seen it roughly 7 hours ago. I'd never heard of this movie before. Never,
Really?
ever. Which
Nobody
is
ever heard of
odd to
this.
me because it stars Stella Stevens and Roddy McDowall. It's no big secret. The Poseidon Adventure is one of my favorite films ever. And this looks like they either filmed this right before Poseidon Adventure or
Mhm.
right after Poseidon Adventure, because Stella Stevens and Roddy McDowall look exactly like they do in the Poseidon Adventure. I mean, exactly. So it was either filmed, like I said, right before it or right after it. So, but yeah, it is. Calling it a mixed bag, I think, is the best way of going with it. Doc, when he announced we were going to do this, made it sound like this was going to be the worst viewing experience ever known to man. So I went into it expecting that, and I actually kind of enjoyed it. I had a little bit of fun with it. They try to make it a comedy. Most of the comedy misses. Um, there was a couple of funny things. I liked when they, the stupid little lines like they mixed up the Berrien and the Marion, that kind of stuff was just dumb, but it made me laugh. Some attempts at slapstick that fall short. I loved the coffin with the cassette deck built, and I thought that was hilarious. There were some funny moments to it, but at the end of the day, when it came away, I was expecting to just kind of skim through it. It's one of those ones I was going to put on and like maybe read a book while I was watching it, or do something else, and it held my attention through the whole thing. It really did. So yeah, I came out of it a little bit. It's early 70s cinema, like in a little time capsule. It's all right there. All these faces that you recognize, but you don't remember their names. Voices you remember from TV shows, some of the bit parts they played on TV shows you watched. It was kind of all in there. It was very nostalgic for me, I guess, is the best
Nice.
way of putting it. And you can also see like little pieces of like, and I don't know where these other films are at in this, but movies like Murder by Death and
Mhm.
10 Little Indians. There's like little pieces of those in there. So either those films stole from this or this film stole from those. I don't know.
This film
I don't know.
from those.
So, but anyway, I liked it. I would actually recommend checking it out if you've never seen it, especially if you're a fan of 70s cinema.
All right. So Dave had to reschedule his brain surgery because he got caught up in it. And
Yeah,
person has
that's
to
it.
come back so he can fix them all up. Yeah. All right. Bill Mulligan. What was your first impression? When did you first see this? And
Well,
he
yes,
doesn't hold it today.
I first saw this just a couple days ago. I had I think I'd seen the poster somewhere. The poster seemed familiar, but I had never really seen it or had the opportunity to see it. And Doc set our expectations so low that I was expecting pure garbage. And what I got was I was entertained. It's not great. It is a time capsule. Boy, 1973. You look at this and you just realize how fast things changed in the 70s to the modern movie was really invented. This doesn't look like it came out within 2 decades of Jaws or Exorcist or, even comedies. This is an old-fashioned kind of movie. Watching a movie like this compared to most of the horror movies we see from the 70s is it's like watching the Carol Burnett show and Saturday Night Live. And you realize, one of them kind of replaced the other, the whole style of humor and everything. And this is kind of like a Carol Burnett thing where you have actors playing characters. But I liked it against my better will. I can't even get that stupid Arnold, that song out of my head as much as I've tried. Tell you the truth, I've only got one gripe with it, which is that Stella Stevens is so good at playing the wide-eyed innocent that I can't believe they didn't have her play that character. Instead, she's just another evil person in on the joke. And I would have totally just had her as, for what, I don't know exactly how we get her to marry a corpse, but for whatever reason, she's that, and she gets, roped into this crazy family and everything. But I really liked her character, and I was sorry that, she ended up sharing the same fate as everybody. But there you go. Roddy McDowall, of course, knows how to play a wastrel brother better than anyone on earth. That seems to be his forte. He's always just with a brandy snifter, spending other people's money. How many times have we seen him do that character? And
straight out Night
Bernard
Gallery,
Fox,
right?
all of them. It was enjoyable. It really was. Yeah,
And
we got
it's-
Victor Buono and Elsa Lanchester in a movie together. I doubt that there's any scenery left at the end. It's been all chewed up. So they look like they're having a good time, and it's hard not to have a good time watching it. So, I mean, I don't know that I'm going to watch it again anytime soon. I might put the scene where Stella is undressing on an endless loop.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I apologize in advance to everybody when I knew I picked this, but I wanted everybody to watch this
There I go
because I really enjoyed this film back in the day. Somehow I saw it. I don't know how. And it's just been there because I've always been a fan of Roddy McDowall because of Planet of the Apes, right? That's when that introduced me to him. And then, I followed his career after that and all kinds of other films, we'll get to all those here in a second, so I won't start naming them off now. But yeah, so I really enjoyed this. And to me, it's kind of more like the Abominable Dr. Phibes, or Dr. Phibes, Rises Again. It has that, go around and kill people in strange fashions. A little bit of Old Dark House, and who's getting murdered next? Like, was it? I don't want to see. 10 Little Indians is the one that was mentioned, but it has another name too. That's a little less offensive. These days around, it wasn't back then, but it is now. So I'm unapologetically
10 Little Indians.
fan of this. Yeah, I'm a fan of this one quite a bit. And I'm glad you all watched it. It wants to be funny, but it isn't funny. It wants to be scary, but it isn't scary. But I think it is entertaining. I like it.
It was Love American style funny.
Yeah, it was. It was very much like like skits pre, like I think Bill said it. Yes, it was skits like you would find on Carol Burnett or something else, just added one after another. Which would of course change with SNL. But yeah, I'm not going to ramble on anymore about it. I just but I'm so glad you guys watched it. So all right, before we get into everything else, we have a little something we have to do.
Are we still doing that?
We have to do taglines with Chad. We do. We absolutely have to.
Oh my gosh. I thought since Jeff was gone, I'd get a break. But no. Here we are.
How do I love thee? Just you wait and see. Arnold. Arnold.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. I thought you were doing something there. That's all. Okay. Taglines for Arnold are as follows. Arnold is a scream. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
It's like eating a hot pepper. No reaction. Arnold is dead and a newlywed. Don't miss his honeymoon.
Yeah.
All right, on to the last.
Well, crickets.
8 murders and Arnold is the suspect. Oh, that Arnold.
Oh,
Yes, very good. Thank you, sir. That
woo.
It was my
was
pleasure.
taglines with Chad.
Chad's our hero, cool and rad. With him reading taglines, they can't be that bad. Chad's our hero, cool and rad.
Hey, you weren't supposed to do that.
Oh, nice. Glad to hear
Unbelievable
it twice.
nightmare of suspense, and the fact that being true does not make it a tagline. Side effects may
All right.
include unspeakable terror, shocks beyond.
Why is everything repeating itself? All right, welcome to Trainwreck 101. All right, let's move on to Jeff's just laughing hardy har har at all this.
Hardy har har.
All right, here's some posters. Here's some, and yes, just it very much stole kind of the disaster mode thing, because there's the 5 little squares down below, but instead of the
Right.
people, it's showing
Yeah.
like the deaths of all the people.
Boy, does this scream 70s, right? Everything from the
Yeah, it
font,
really does.
the color choices, just everything about it.
The tagline works better on the poster than it did.
It does.
Just saying it.
Yeah,
It does. Yeah, context helps. Context helps.
Right. He said 8 murders and Arnold is the suspect. And you're like, yeah, so, and if you don't know he's dead, that okay, yeah, I guess someone's going to be the suspect. Might as well be a guy named Arnold.
Here's another one. Quite
A little wackier.
lively.
I'll let you know it's definitely a comedy.
Play into the
Yeah.
comedy. Yeah.
Yep. I like Arnold's got a knife. He's got a knife. And then this is another one with the line drawings. And
Yeah.
this one is a little sketch, but I like this one.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
it. I like it. I'm trying to
Still
remember
went
what
with
it
that yellow
reminds me of.
submarine font for Arnold.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the one. Remember, we did the Little Shop of Horrors, and it had that
Right.
whimsical
Mhm.
line art. That's kind of what they're doing here. Kinda. Well, we enjoyed all the posters. Thank you all very much. Well, here's the director. The director was Georg Fenady, and the only other horror film he directed was Terror in the Wax Museum.
Which I really think we got to do at some point, because it seems like every episode when we're doing people that are in the movie, one of the movies that someone is in is Terror in the Wax
Is
Museum.
this, yes. And a couple of the people, I think Elsa Lanchester and Janie Wallace are in both films. So
I can't imagine. Yeah, I can't imagine it's very good, but it does have Karkoff.
Karkoff is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But let's move on to the cast, because that's really what sells this movie. Starting off with, of course, Stella
Flower.
Stevens. And you picked the hottest pictures you could of her. awesome.
You're welcome.
And she does do a little bit of that innocent, wide-eyed
Mhm.
girl at
Oh,
the
yeah.
beginning, but she's got a little devil
Oh, yeah.
slider.
Tiptoe around it, Doc.
Yep.
Tiptoe around it carefully.
tiptoe. What you guys think of her in this?
I loved her.
Yeah, she's
I thought she was
always
great,
great. Yeah. Just about anything she's ever been in, I've kind of liked her as an actress. You know,
Mhm.
Not just when she takes her clothes off, but I just
Yeah. Well, some of her films like to take advantage of that. You know, what was
Yeah.
it? Poseidon Adventure. She was a shirt and a pair of panties, and that's all she had.
mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, which is I include that as a science fiction movie because someone that hot marries Ernest Borgnine. Give me a
That's
break.
science fiction.
Good God.
Yeah, but look at it. Look at all the heads. Look at all the heads in the poster.
Oh, lots of heads, yeah.
Oh yes, all-star cast.
Yeah, I love that film too.
And of course, she was in Manitou. We loved her in that.
Too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I forgot she was in The Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
And I would watch that every time it came on the afternoon show,
Mm.
which was at
great.
least 3 times a year, it seems like.
And now toward the end, she was still making movies. I think she made a lot of movies that were produced by her son, Andrew Stevens.
Really? The Andrew Stevens?
I think so. I don't know for sure, but
You don't think he's lying, but he might be.
yeah. This is a lie. I think I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, that is Andrew Stevens. Oh wow, I never put that together. Oh wow. All right. Very good.
I
I'm
always
sorry.
thought
Keep going.
she could, should have been a bigger star, but she was known. I mean,
Yeah.
and a lot of exploitation stuff and everything. But I thought she had a really good comedic sense of timing and used her assets well. She wasn't just another pretty face. I mean, she was able to get a lot of personality into things, and she was fun in this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we lost her 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, at the age of 84.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because she was her last film was in 2010, Megaconda.
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 But she did 143. Credits are 143. That's quite good.
She worked.
She also had a great name. It's amazing how much a good name can help you. Stella Stevens is a great name. It just trips off the tongue. It's got that, Stan Lee alliteration. I don't know.
Yeah, Peter Parker and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
She did an episode of Circle of Fear, which we'll probably get to at some point.
Hmm.
I remember in Silencers too, Matt Helm.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Helm.
Boy, those movies are dopey, but I enjoyed them when I was a kid.
Yeah, and he was in a couple of at least one, maybe two Elvis movies. Girls, Girls, Girls. One of them, right?
Is that the one where Elvis is like a waiter, but he also sings? Or
No,
was
it's
that
the one where he's a race car driver, but he also sings.
also sings? Are you sure it's not the one where he was a surfer, but he also sings?
No, this is one where he's a boat captain and also sings.
Oh, wow, man! I don't know how I get them mixed up.
I don't know, but he did sing.
Yeah.
People, you're
I
crazy.
think there was only one movie he did. Didn't he do a western where he didn't sing? I think there was a western where he actually.
I think
He
there
still
was.
sang.
Yeah, he
No,
still
He's still
That's,
singing the western.
He still sang in the western.
Okay.
Johnny
That was,
Rambo was a rebel. Yeah,
10-star or something like that. It was or
yeah.
something like that. Anyway, he
you know, one of the
and Russell
offhand,
Cattle.
one of the great mistakes in here where you wish you could go back and knock some sense into him. He was offered the role in the Barbra Streisand version of A Star Is Born that ultimately was taken by Chris Christopherson, and an older kind of washed up Elvis playing an older washed up Elvis would have been the thing where he would have been nominated for an Academy Award just out of sympathy and everything. I think that's where he really could have done it. But I think the story I heard, I don't know if it's true, is that Colonel Parker or Sanders or whoever it was who was controlling him didn't want him to play a washed up version of himself. I think toward the end it was Colonel Sanders, but he passed on it. It's like, oh, dude, no, that was your opportunity to show.
I'm not washed up, man. I'm still on top. That's bread.
That's right.
All right, her co-star is McDowall.
Yay,
Legend.
Roddy McDowall.
Legend.
A legend.
Legend
Yep.
indeed, yes.
Yep. And
And-
what a death. What a great death. How many people can say they died from, you know, I don't know.
Incredible
I
shrinking
don't actually
suit.
don't- a shrinking
He-
suit. Yeah.
He exploded. He exploded.
I remember I had to put one on that I hadn't worn since high school, and the same thing happened to me.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
He exploded.
I mean, everyone's
Nice.
had it where it kind of rides up on your crotch and it's uncomfortable. But what? So I had to rewind it and watch again. Like at the end when he sort of explode, they throw stuff at the coffin and it. I don't know what it was supposed to be. Like, was that supposed to be like internal organs, or was it just bloody shirt? Or
I don't know. It looked red and juicy, whatever.
It was
Yeah,
just,
it
yeah,
was supposed to be-
it was just kind of red and yeah.
I'm guessing it just squeezed him like a tube of toothpaste right through the middle. That's now. Was there any explanation that I missed on how this is doable?
With
Nope.
the shirt?
Yeah, how do you make a suit
The suit.
do
yeah.
that?
I don't know, but they sold it. It worked. in the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
And Roddy McDowall is the person to sell it. I've never seen him do, or maybe I have. Have we seen him do quite that physical
Yeah,
acting before? I mean, maybe a
Fortunes.
little bit in Legend of Hell House, right?
Maybe.
They like to do those crazy close up of his face.
Mm.
They
But he
both
looked
did
like
that.
he was having. It looked like he was having fun. Wasn't having as much fun kissing Stella Stevens as I would have had kissing Stella Stevens. But that's neither here nor there.
No,
Point
but he got
is
to, and he got to, and you didn't.
That's true.
Very true.
Well, yeah.
Can't argue that.
Well, hats off to him. Who doesn't like Roddy McDowall? In real life and just in his roles, he just has that likability. He was beloved in Hollywood
Mhm.
and just a really cool guy. And I can't imagine Fright Night without him. Well, I guess I had to because they did a remake, but he's Planet of the Apes. He was Planet of the Apes. He was the one thing that was more or less continuous in all but one of the movies, the TV show. I mean, Roddy McDowall was Planet of the Apes.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then there's it. Okay, what can you say?
It. And we've covered all four of these films that we have on
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have. Everybody loves Roddy.
Yeah. And he played the same character that he played in that Night Gallery
Mhm.
pilot. The
Yes.
The
The
waste-
yeah.
cemetery. The cemetery.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. He's just, petulant, spoiled, rich kid who never amounted to anything and is just waiting for his inheritance. And yeah, he does it well. Pretty much the opposite of what he was really like in real life. So he was a good actor.
And here's some of the pictures of him in the film. You've got a nice picture of Arnold at the top.
Mhm.
And I guess it turns out that is Elsa, I guess, looking through his eye.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be her, but it
Yeah.
it probably
Who
wasn't.
knows? Could have been anyone, right?
Looked like they got Jack Elam to get up in there and do the.
Mm,
I know. Look,
That's
oh,
Jackie
big bubbly eye.
Mad Eye Moody.
Yeah.
Moody. That's
At
kind of what
first
it looked like.
At first, I just thought the suit was just going to choke him out and choke him,
Right.
kill him that way. But I had no idea the whole suit was going to shrink and.
Yep.
And
I liked
pop him
how
like
Rose up above his ankles.
a-
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Then he just goes. Oh man! And of course, there's our two stars there, along with Elsa Lanchester. And there's another picture of the same scene, and there's one of them and her and Stella in the graveyard. And of course, these are her, I guess, 70s films.
Sorry about that.
Blackbeard's Ghost from Disney, Willard, and Terror in the Wax Museum,
Yeah.
but so many more.
She had transitioned into the, older,
Yep.
she was great. She was great in these roles.
Mhm.
Absolutely. But
Loved,
yeah,
loved her.
course.
Listen, Blackbeard's Ghost was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. Saw it at the
oh,
drive.
really?
Oh yeah. But those every summer Disney would come out with one or two movies that what we all considered to be special effects extravaganzas, Blackbeard's Goes, Bedknobs and Broomsticks. I mean, they were nominated for Best Academy Award and all that sort of stuff. And then all of a sudden, one day, Star Wars came out and it just redefined what special effects were. But up to that, most of the awards were going to like Herbie Rides Again. Yeah, you'll believe a Volkswagen can skip across a lake.
Split in half and drive down the road.
Yeah.
It's all in the wrist.
Yes. I liked her in Murder by Death. I love
Murder.
by Death.
You know, I haven't seen Murder by Death in a long time. I wonder if it holds up, but I remember laughing a lot.
It holds up, but it's a little cringe in this day and time.
Yeah, whatever.
But not in the 70s because it was all over the place. But
yeah,
I have a question for you guys about Murder by Death.
Sure.
Is that film close enough to a horror film that we could cover it on this show?
I say yes.
Chad?
I would think so.
Well, yeah, we've covered less than that.
Yeah,
That's true.
Horror-wise.
Because I would love to cover Murder by Death.
Sure. I mean,
but what is the role she's most remembered for in horror?
Frankenstein's old lady.
The Bride of Frankenstein.
The Bride.
And had to include that because look how great she looked.
Mhm.
She was awesome. And she was
And
very
she
pretty.
played Mary Shelley in there.
She did.
Quite fetching, I might add.
Yeah. The other star was played Arnold's wife, I guess widow in this case, because the other girl's the wife. It's so confusing. But anyway, here's Shani Wallace. And this is the one that we did for her appearance in Night Gallery, which had the picture of her. And you guys were like, this is why I picked the film, was because I put that picture of her in the middle.
But
And
it gives you the completely
what?
wrong idea of what this movie's like. It's like, well, this is like a gore fest or something.
Mhm.
But that picture's in it. She's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely there.
Yep.
And she's putting acid cold cream on her face and like,
Yes.
kind of itchy.
Yeah, but she's also in that, that Terror in the Wax Museum.
The premise of this movie is so stupid. It's like, well, he died, so he's no longer married to her, so then she can marry him and inherit everything. It's like, unless you're paying the judge off, there is no way that this is going to work. But my wife was asking, this seems kind of implausible. It's like, yeah, come on, you know,
It's California. Maybe in California you can. Anything's possible in California. But anyway, she's probably best remembered as in Cast of Oliver.
Oliver. And
Now
Terror in the Wax. No, she's best remembered for being one of the many people in Terror in the Wax Museum.
Oh, no, not at all. All right. Then we have, I guess, character actors galore, right? Starting off with Bernard Fox, who is my favorite of the character actors in this.
The best. And I'm like, where have I seen this guy before? It's like, where haven't I seen him before?
I know.
The Mummy, I knew he was the guy in The Mummy. Just
Right.
and what a great one of his last roles, and what a great send-off that was. But also, I was a huge fan of Hogan's Heroes. Absolutely. I loved, oh man, Hogan's Heroes was on every day, and I watched it every day. I've seen every episode, and I'm pretty sure he was a recurring character. And I know this is a stretch, and you're hard to believe that Bernard Fox pulled this off, but he played a stuffy British soldier who would show up there and, be real pompous and oblivious. And
wow, that shows a lot of range on his part.
Yeah.
Munster Go Home. I remember Munster Go Home.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
He only played one character, but he played it well.
Yeah.
It was a stuffy British guy that, thought he was better than everybody else.
118 credits. 118 credits. And he was in a movie that was an Academy Award winning, I think it was, maybe $1 billion picture. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's not $1 billion. But Titanic. He was in Titanic. He played Colonel Archibald Gracie. And that was a stuffy British guy. Yeah. That didn't go as well as I wanted it to. All right, let's move on. He's in Private Eyes.
He was great in this. He's the deliberate comedy relief, and one of the most oblivious cops we've ever. We've
Oh,
really
he
we've
didn't
really
care.
covered a lot of oblivious cops. They just
Yeah.
do not know what's going on.
Well, to be fair, this movie you wouldn't be able to make this movie without oblivious cops.
Right.
Yeah, but this took it to the extreme. Took
Yeah.
it to the extreme. Yeah, Private Eyes. See, that's another comedy that's kind of like this one. You know, in
Was
the
that the one
same
with Don
vein.
Knotts?
Yes, and
Oh, okay. I
Yes.
remember that now.
yeah,
Tim Conway.
Tim Conway?
Tim Conway and the Wookalar. You know, but it's actually funny where this one struggled to be. I love. You don't like the Private Eyes?
I haven't
Oh,
seen
no.
the Private Eyes. I don't think.
Oh.
Or if I have, it was a kid. Everything was funny.
True.
I like Don Knotts and everything. Ghost of
That-
Mr. Chicken was another perennial
Yeah.
favorite. So.
I'm surprised you don't have Dr. Bombay in here. He was
Oh,
Dr.
he was
Bombay
Dr.
and Bewitched.
Bombay. Of
19
course.
episodes.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Remind
Oh,
me again,
Bewitched.
Dr. Bombay, kind of a stuffy British wizard,
God,
warlock,
yes,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Hogan's brilliant. Yeah, he played 8 episodes, but he played 2 different characters. Colonel Crichton and then Sir Charles Chitterley.
One of them was a stuffy colonel and the other was a stuffy lord.
Yes. He was in an episode of the Monkeys. Just for sake of saying the Monkeys. You have Munster Go Home. He was
He was a
on-
stuffy British guy that they chased around in fast motion.
They did, yeah.
There you
on the
go.
Monkeys, yeah.
To music,
Yeah.
yeah. I love character actors like this who find that one bit that they're really good at. They hone their craft, and when they show up in the movie, it's like someone just slipped on a comfortable old hush puppy shoe onto your feet. You
Mhm.
know, they're going to give exactly what you need. They deliver their stuff. They're total pros. That's why having him show up in The Mummy felt so right, and the send off
Yes.
that they gave that character was completely appropriate too. The Mummy is one of those movies that was really way, 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 way better than I had any reason to think it was going to be.
Yeah.
We'll find out if the 4th one can hold it all together that they're talking about making.
We'll see. I don't
Yeah.
know. Nostalgia isn't what it used to be.
That depends on what they do with it. Next up is Jamie Farr, which he did. I think he did this after appearing in MASH, right? Because MASH started in 1972, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
Maybe it coincided. Maybe MASH hadn't become the crazy thing yet.
Yeah.
Well, I thought with him, I said this clinches it. This is just going to be pure comedy with Jamie Farr in it. He never said 2 words.
He didn't say a word.
The whole time.
He was a movie.
Yeah, we don't even know what his
Of course.
backstory was. He's missing a hand and an eye on the same side. I got a feeling like I know he rescued Arnold from a tiger or something.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
said that.
lion or tiger. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now they probably, you couldn't get away with. They kind of did a little bit of a blackface there on him, Indian face. Well,
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
Of course, everybody remembers him as Klinger. in MASH.
Yeah.
There's the picture. But he's also in Cannonball Run and Cannonball Run 2, some of Chad's favorite films. Right?
Yep.
And then a lot of TV things. Everybody did TV back then.
Oh yeah. Like you say, Love American Style. Boy, the churn rate on those, they had to keep, we need 11 guest stars this week and 11 guest stars the week after that. Like, we've run out of guest stars. Fine, bring Charo back as a different character. We don't care. Nobody's paying attention.
He was in a movie in '67 called Who's Minding the Mint? And
I remember that.
Is that with Dick Van Dyke?
No, it's not
No.
with Dick Van Dyke. It is with Jim Hutton, Dorothy Provine, Milton Berle, Joey Bishop, Bob Denver, Walter Brennan, Victor Buono, Jack Guilford.
I remember it advertising on TBS and
Yeah.
Who's Minding the Mint?
It's like the producers went to the Merv Griffin show and just took all the guests at gunpoint and made them just marched them over and to act.
You will be in this movie.
You will be, yeah. It's good.
Yeah, but Jamie Farr played like a distant cousin or something like that. It showed up. It was bizarre. Bizarre, I think.
Dibby,
All right.
that was his name? Dibby?
I think so. Next, we're moving on to Farley Granger. Click it up, folks, here. And he has...
Now, hopefully that is
86
Farley Granger
credits.
up at the top, because the problem I have a lot of times looking for these things is, one, I'm face blind. Two, they'll say Farley Granger and Stella Stevens, and there's a picture, and I'm like, well, I know one of them Stella Stevens, and I'm just going to trust that the other guy is Farley Granger, because all the pictures I have, he either has a mustache or not, and he looks like two different people to me. And then, Jeff will be here and say, that's not Farley Granger.
Well, we're going to presume that's Farley Granger. But tell us about some of these films you found.
He did a lot. He's one of those guys who ran off to Europe and made a bunch of Giallo. And I should know the names of all of these movies, but I just really, really like the posters. So I don't know. They usually ended up having some other American name, something like 4 Scorpions on a Cat's Pancreas, or I don't know. That had nothing to do with the film itself, but it's definitely.
I like the redheaded corpse. That's a good.
I like the redheaded corpse too. Look at her. She's.
Yeah.
I'd marry her.
Well, yeah, and I guess
You're going to marry a corpse, you might as well marry her.
Oh, yeah, might as well be.
The bottom right one is called Something Creeping in the Dark.
Oh.
Yeah. And then he's in a film called Amok.
Literally, it's called Something Creeping in the Dark. Something. We don't know what it is.
Just something.
Yep.
He did a film called The Slasher is the Sex Maniac.
A lot of these movies are not good, but they sure had great posters.
What have they done to your daughters? It's another movie he did.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Death Will Have Your Eyes.
Ooh.
The Prowler is one of Tom's movies that he did effects on.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
not.
Is that the Prowler?
Yeah,
Tom
Rosemary's
the Prowler?
Rosemary's Killer. Yeah, they
Yeah,
renamed
he
it
played-
the Prowler.
He played the sheriff. Sheriff George Fraser. Death Mask. Yeah, he did quite a. He was in an episode of Monsters. Remember that? He did quite a bit of genre adjacent films.
I think a lot of these act, once the roles in Hollywood were kind of drying up, it's like you could go off to Europe, get yourself a villa at a decent price, and occasionally make a movie that wasn't going to be great, but probably figured it was never going to show here anyway. And what the hell, at least you're acting. And you just have to do that a couple times a year, and you get to, live the life. That was a good deal. I don't blame him for doing that.
Why would you?
No, why not? And as long as you played your cards right and didn't have 11 ex-wives, you could actually kind of enjoy this sort of life.
Ex-wives tanked quite a few.
Yeah, if you do that, if you drink too much and have too many ex-wives, next thing you know, you're doing it just because you have to. And that's when you find yourself making a movie with Klaus Kinski or something.
No. Next up is Patrick Knowles. Also has a mustache.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I couldn't tell those two apart. Whatever. But look at that. Frankenstein meets the Wolfman and the Wolfman without Frankenstein. Has anyone else seen Five Came Back? It's a fun little movie. I think Lucille Ball is one of them. It's a plane.
Yes.
Yeah, an airplane crashes in the Amazon forest. And I don't know how many people survive, but I do know this. Only 5 come back because the cannibals start picking them off one by one. So it's like an early cannibal movie.
Oh, wow.
But we don't actually see, we don't see anyone impaled on a stick or, any of the, no turtles are hacked open or anything, but it's, yeah. And you get into the whole thing, like who lives, who dies, who shows their ass, who becomes a hero. Yeah. I eat that stuff up with a spoon. And he was in Terror in the Wax Museum because of course he was.
Yeah. He was in Abbott and Costello movie, Who Done It?
I'm starting to feel like I'm the only person who wasn't in Terror in the Wax Museum. I'm feeling kind of
No, you didn't get invited to the party?
lonely. No, I
Right.
I should have answered the phone that day.
Oh no. Anything? Anybody? Other movies that you guys want to talk about with him?
I don't remember him in much else. The Wolfman and Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. I remember him in that.
Now he's
From
got
the
a
Earth
big,
to the Moon. I don't think I've ever seen.
looking at Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, I'm trying to think what was his role. I'm guessing he was the doctor who like brought the Frankenstein's monster
I think so.
Yeah.
back to. Yeah, because that's that movie. The whole thing with that movie is Lugosi talked in it,
Hmm.
and they decided it was silly, so they cut all those scenes out, and so for the whole movie, he's like walking around like he's blind, which he was, because it was the sequel to Ghost of Frankenstein, where the ending of that is he was blind. So for Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, he's explaining the monster is in Igor's voice explaining to the Wolfman that he's blind and he, da 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 and everything. And once they removed all that, Lugosi's performance looks ludicrous. Reaching out with the hands out and everything and looking stupid. Although it is interesting that whenever people imitate Frankenstein's monster now, they're basically doing Lugosi.
Yeah.
The
And
arms
Strange-
outstretched and everything,
Yeah,
So
Strange did it too. So
yeah.
yeah,
So,
from this one they kept doing it.
right.
Arnold was its last film, but he was still with us up until 1995 and passed away at the age of 84.
Hmm.
73, he was done acting after this movie. He's like,
Yes, I'm out of here. Yeah.
The next two are a lot of fun character actors. First up is John MacGyver. Fun, especially in his role here, which he's a bit of a lech.
Yeah.
Wanting to look down. Or
Now, Doc, we were talking about this before we started. He seems way more familiar to me than just the Manchurian Candidate. What TV show was he in, or does he just look so much like a character who should be in a Disney movie playing the college professor or the principal that I've got him mixed up with someone else, or what?
Well, he did do the Apple Dumpling Gang, and which we probably all watched.
Yeah,
Didn't we all go to Apple Dumpling?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a lot of TV shows. We probably all saw. He was in the Jimmy Stewart Show, but I never watched that. In 24 episodes of that.
But he is. I feel like I've seen him in a million things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But I couldn't tell you one if you held a gun to my head.
yeah, he was in 17 episodes of Mr. Terrific, which I don't
Mr.
remember.
I always get Captain Nice and Mr. Terrific mixed up, so I'm not sure which is which, but one of them was created by Buck Henry, and it was kind of riding the wave of Batman, but it was much better written and funny. And but only 17 episodes. It didn't get put in syndication, so it's kind of vanished.
Okay. I don't remember. I think
I don't remember it either.
It's probably from Bewitched. I used to watch Bewitched every day for who knows how long as a kid. So that's or not Bewitched.
Well, he was in the Beverly Hillbillies. He was in he had 2 episodes.
I think that was it.
Time.
Yeah, I think it was Beverly Hillbillies because that's what used to come on TBS in the afternoons, but I feel like I've just seen him in so much stuff.
Yeah,
you probably saw him in every single episode he was in. He was
with that
in
exact expression on his face right there.
Yeah, he was in The Bard, which is an episode of Twilight Zone, and Sounds and Silences, another episode, season 5. I'm not familiar with either one. But yeah, you would seem like I know him, but you can't.
Right,
really, well, that's a character actor, though, right? I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
You're that guy in that thing.
I absolutely loved him in this. He might have been the highlight. Another character actor that we talk about a lot and love is Victor Buono.
He was hilarious in this.
Yes. He was only in the beginning of the movie, right?
Yeah, but yeah, kind of just his facial expressions and he's gagging and puking and stuff. That was just too funny to me.
Drinking the wine and asking God for forgiveness every time the thunder goes off.
Yeah, and he's into evil, right? But not always, depending on the cut you get.
Depending on the cut you get, That whole sequence is the best part of the movie. I'd love to know who the genius was. It's like, oh, this isn't working. Let's cut out the best part. You have a good future in Hollywood, my friend.
Yeah.
I wonder how far he made it. There's probably like I don't know. He also has the Mad Butcher, which did we cover that? The Mad Butcher?
Yeah, we did.
We did.
We did.
Yeah, we did the Mad
Yeah.
Butcher.
And of course, he was one of the mutants of Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
And then the
King,
King
two
Tut,
Southern
Batman.
Gothics, whatever happened to Baby Jane and Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte, two wonderful movies.
yeah, he was in 10 episodes of Batman as King Tut.
Yes.
And that was made up. That villain was made up for the show.
It was.
Yeah.
He was also in Who's Minding the Mint. Oh, we're just going to
Oh.
keep mentioning that film for some reason.
Everybody was minding the mint. That's but this is very much that style of movie where they have a just your basic premise. Okay, we're gonna rob the mint. And then it's just like, let's write a bunch of scenes and we're gonna cast a whole bunch of cool people that everyone likes. We go to a gas station and by gosh, Jonathan Winters is pumping our gas. Boom. And then you're like, are there any gags here? It's like, yeah, Jonathan Winters will supply the funny stuff. And then we go to the grocery store and Phyllis Diller is, the cashier, whatever.
Mhm.
And that's how these movies got written. And I guess they did okay for a while. And then comedy changed.
Yeah, we do have another character actor who played the groundsman opposite of Bernard Fox, because they were always out in the yard together. Out in the graveyard together, out in the front yard together. They were always together. Ben Wright. I just want to mention him. I don't really recognize him, but he's done a lot of stuff. 209 credits.
Jeez.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so he did a lot. He was also in Terror in the Wax Museum. I guess everybody in Terror in the Wax Museum just kind of went over to the next set, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he was in too many. He was in 5 episodes of Hogan's Heroes. Played a whole bunch of different people. They usually
Michael
did.
Welshman.
He did. I'm trying to find if there's
Which
anything
means
else.
his real name is probably like 21 characters long and not a single vowel.
Mm. He was in an episode of Monsters Go. He was in the movie Monsters Go Home. He was in an episode of Addams Family. My Favorite Martian, Get Smart. All those fun ones. Alfred Hitchcock Hour. Village to the Bottom of the Sea. Voyage, not Village. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Outer Limits. He was in 4 episodes of Outer Limits. So he did a lot of stuff, but we maybe just don't recognize him. But then there's the poor guy who played Arnold, who was basically a stiff.
Wah, wah.
Norman Stewart, but he didn't even provide the voice. Murray Matheson provided the voice, but there he is.
I wonder what he got paid.
I was gonna say easy money.
Yeah.
Unless his agent signed him, paid by the line.
And then there's what you call pretty ladies.
Pretty ladies. Well, 2 pretty ladies.
Yep, Wanda Bailey at the top there, who is the waitress / pub owner. I'm not really sure, but she's also the daughter of wasn't she a daughter, or did she just call her mom? I don't know. It was weird because it was the one who put the cream all over her face. She was at the hotel.
I don't think she was her daughter. I think she just called her mom because she was like British.
Yeah, it's like a British thing, right?
Yeah.
But she's also the fiancée of Bernard Fox, or so she told him.
Oh, that's what she said.
Yeah.
She was one of the guest performers on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In.
I'll
15
bet she
episodes.
was.
Kind of, I guess, bouncing around with all the rest of the girls in the background. But didn't do much, but worth noting here for her talents. All right. Well, the excitement is hard to hold back here, guys.
Yeah.
Why don't we wrap this up? And
It's not that
Wait
bad
for
a
you guys
movie,
to, like-
but it doesn't necessarily lend itself to a lot of analysis.
chime in with some enthusiasm. Like,
You know.
so wait, I mean, the murders were inventive, right?
Mhm.
Because each one was, they had the makeup and the
Shrinking
shirt,
suit.
shrinking suit.
Yeah, they were
this-
surprisingly mean-spirited if you think about it. I mean, acid face cream, guillotine.
The guillotine one was fun, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Stella gets crushed in the wall thing.
Yep.
Yeah, the
It also
shower.
is-
Wasn't it a shower, right?
There was a shower. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Because
all
of
very
the-
improbable, and it requires everyone has to do exactly what Arnold thought they were going to do, or
Well, he must have known.
he must have known.
Must have.
Even,
He knew them.
Yeah.
He did. He had it all together. He was a smart cookie.
All to the very end when he knew his sister.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody did that like 5 years later, it'd be gory as hell, wouldn't it? It just
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
just hit it at the right time where they do the. I mean, it almost looks like a made-for-TV movie. To be honest with you, I mean, it is
Yeah.
PG.
Yeah.
It's sort of shot that way. Yeah.
And and I will say the cinematography wasn't bad. The for what I'm sure was a pretty low budget movie, given that it only made 23,000. I hope it was a low budget movie. It was good looking. It had good craftsmanship. It was well lit, and all the fundamentals were there. I didn't really expect that when I saw the director did this and Terror in the Wax Museum. I was like, well, this is going to look like shite, but no, it's okay looking.
It's just old-fashioned. It doesn't. It has old-fashioned humor. It doesn't
Right.
have the not Animal House humor.
But
which people
I'm
would-
always impressed when I see that. When if you go back and you watch some of these films, like I just went and I saw The Ghost of Mr. Chicken again, and every time I watch that movie, it blows me away just how good it looks. Like it is really genuinely well lit and composed, and the set decoration. I mean, I feel like there's some unsung heroes in some of these movies. That why does The Ghost and Mr. Chicken look better than most much bigger budget movies? Who's responsible for that? And I'd like to know why, because I wish they worked on more stuff.
Right. Exactly.
Mhm.
All right. Well, there you go. That's our review of Arnold from 1973. The only place that you can find it is on YouTube if you look really hard.
Yeah.
But it was
Better go
reissued. It was reissued just not too. I mean, I probably a decade or so back. It got restored and reissued, but still nobody knows about it. Just me. Now you three.
Now us.
Yeah.
Thanks, Doc.
All right. Well, let's
And we'll
dive
tell
into-
two friends and so on.
No.
All
All right. Well, we hope you will like and subscribe and share with a friend, because every click helps us find more horror fans just like you. All right. Let's get into some feedback. We have two this week, both of them from our review of Blood. So we'll start with you, Chad.
All right.
You can do Spanky X.
Spanky X 8606 on
This is gonna be
Blood.
good.
You guys sound pretty ignorant, throwing terms like bad around. You want to go to the multiplex, watching films like this, thinking in terms of conventional qualities, it's just dishonest. Night of the Living Dead was considered bad. Well, thanks, Spanky.
Wow.
Thank you,
Hey.
Spanky.
I did not have anyone named Spanky defending an Andy Milligan movie on my 2026 bingo card. So there you go.
There you go.
Well, I mean, everybody likes something.
I-
Yeah, and then
wow.
well, that was not meant as a diss. Jerry Chandler chimes in for Blood.
Okay. Wait,
Bill
but
Mulligan.
here's the thing. Okay. How bad is Blood? Blood is so bad that Jerry Chandler only managed 2 lines. Okay. Admit it. Jeff saw this on the schedule, and that's why he actually left on vacation.
exactly. And
Yeah.
Arnold, I gotta go. All right. Well, that's our
he
feedback.
He left strict instructions not to do anything good until he got back.
Yeah, he did. So
We
Yeah,
are
so-
upholding them.
we're throwing all the garbage in. No, these films are fun to revisit. At least I think so. But anyway, thank you, Spanky X and Jerry Chandler, for chiming in. And we like all feedback, even when they call us ignorant.
Well, he has his opinion, and it's and I get that. You know, you want to.
Sure.
Some people love bad movies and bad films, and that's okay. It's just turned out that we didn't. So,
well, I mean, you know, Chad, in our, you know, because we both are comic book fans, and you know, every comic book is somebody's favorite comic book.
right.
Yeah. So,
But if your favorite movie is an Andy Milligan movie, you probably really need to examine where
Reevaluate your life.
Yeah,
Sure.
sure.
He's allowed to have that as a favorite.
Sure.
But up next, in 2 weeks, Chad has picked the film for us. Even did a last minute switcheroo on us.
Yeah.
What is the film that we're actually going to cover?
We're going to cover one that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and Santos and I used to talk about it a lot. It's Damnation Alley from 1977.
Damn,
George
right.
Papard and Jan Michael.
Oh, we're
Vince-
finally going to do the movie that everyone was saying was going to be the big science fiction movie of 1970.
I know, boy, they
Yeah.
did have a surprise waiting for it.
Mhm.
Starlog had that on the cover. This summer's big sci-fi hit. Really? Damnation Alley. Well, boy.
I saw it. I
Lots
saw
of
it.
motorcycle riding and Jackie Earl
Giant
Haley.
scorpions and
Yeah.
Check it really. Oh my God! Fresh off of the Bad News Bears, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be. I haven't seen it since whenever I saw it in the 70s.
Get ready to see some traveling
day.
mats with edges
Yeah.
you could drive a truck through. It's
Never wanted to go back. But now I am.
as I recall, this movie cost something like 2 or 3 times what Star Wars did. And take any minute of Star Wars, and there's more special effects in it than the entirety of Damnation Alley. It's like, how much cocaine were the leads snorting to make that budget go up that high?
All right. Well, we're going to put this episode on the when you're ready to take a nap. Watch this one. But with that, I want to thank Bill, Dave, and Chad for joining me.
We did the best we could
It
with
was
it.
a lot
Doc.
of fun for me. I hope you guys had a good time.
I had a good time. Yeah, there she is. No, look at her. Look at her reproachful look. How dare you mock my film?
All right. With that, let's say goodnight and get out of here fast.
Night.
Night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Gruesome Magazine.